Good morning, this is a video for the removal of the dashboard on a Nissan nv400 van. You can't find these videos on YouTube anywhere because it's usually for a Renault Master. But this, as you can see, is a Nissan nv400. So what we need to do is, we've got a fan, we've had to take that fan out and put a new fan in, which is a bit of a rigmarole. So today we're going to show you a wee video on how to do it, because it is a bit of an upheaval, but it can be done quite easily. This is the van. What we've done is we've taken out the glove box first. It just comes out, and then you start to take out the screws involved. You take off the tap of the glove box, which just unclips. We're just about to take out the screws on the centre console, which will come out. You take this bit of the gear stick off, push it down, and that lets that come out. You then move on to the radio unit, where you'll take the radio out, unconnect it, take that out, and then it will just clip out. We then move over to the steering wheel. You take the bottom panel there off. Again, there's some screws. You then move up, take the top part off the steering wheel. You then move over, you take the top of the instrument panel, the grey bit you can see there, off. You then take out the instrument panel itself, which is only clipped in. Take the cable, the wires off at the back, and then either side you'll take these off, take them off right along there. That bit there comes off. Same on both sides. You need to strip back this wire here, the seal, and should be a case of the whole dashboard will come out. So what we'll do is, I'll put the video back on in a minute once we've got each bit off stage by stage, and hopefully this should help people for future use. Okay, cheers. Here we are, we've took the 4 screws out at the sides now. 1, 2, same on the other side. We've just undone the gear stick leather there, which you push down through, and as you can see, it just lifts off like that. It's a good idea to keep the screws with each part, because you don't want to kind of get confused when it's going back together. So there's stage 1, which is the glove box, stage 2, which is up here, stage 3, which is your kind of console for holding bits and pieces, and you can see there's a gear stick. So next we're going to take this whole panel off here. So you can see there's screws coming out there, and there's a few screws, 1, 2, 3 screws which will come out. We'll then take the radio out, top console, and that should just pop off next. Okay, here we have it. There's the radio out, as you can see. There's the top bit out. We've got a screw in there and a screw in the other side just to come out, and then that whole panel lifts off. As you can see, look, we're telling you, you can see it's a Renault radio. Although it's a Nissan van, everything seems to be Renault. Here we go. So screws are out either side, and this is what you've got. So we're going to disconnect all the wires. Just kind of, it's better to take a picture of it if you're not sure about where the wires go, so when you go to rebuild it, you know what goes where. And again, it's just unclip, 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 and that's another part off. Okay. So there's the centre console, which is out. We're now going to move on to here. So these bits are just unclip. So it is. As you can see. Put your keys in there, boy. There we go. There's the top panel off. I'll just set the parts over here. As you can see, They'll not be long now. No. Before you know it, it'll be a full van sitting out there. There's a wee bit just in at the back there. It's just a wee square panel. It just clips out, but there is a big screw in there for taking the whole dashboard off. As you can see, just that wee bit there. Okay, move this over. There we go, there's your top of your steering rack, plastic cover. That'll be coming off. And again, it's probably better just to try and, if you're not sure, sit them in the way they come off. So you see, you've got that, the bottom, radio, and whatnot. Just keep them in order. Couple of screws underneath the steering wheel panel. And then it exposes your steering wheel and your wiring. There we go.
3 screws.
3 screws, 1, 2, and 1 in there, 3. And we just set the screws next to everything that comes off. Screws. Then we take the wire, the instrument panel off, which just unclips, and there's a wire at the back of that. Just undo it. That. So yeah, just clip, clip. It unclips at the bottom, and then you've got the wire at the back. And you think, is this really all needed? The answer to that is yes. The whole dashboard has to come out if you're needing in to get your heater replaced. You've turned your lights on by the way. So there's the. So there you go. As you can see, there's less and less. That's another wee clip that was just sitting in the bit over there. Okay, so we'll just set that on top of that. Right, so now we've got the underside of the steering wheel cover. Again, it's a good tip of this van is everything just unclips. So it's relatively easy. See that? Now we've got the steering wheel, I believe. So if I can get underneath there, I'll show them the screws, the big nuts. If I go to the light here, that would be ideal. No. So basically, underneath here, there's 4 bolts that come off, and then down below here you've got the pin in that for the actual steering column, which one nut, and it should just come off, and the whole steering wheel just slides right off. There's the top. So just so I can show you, there's bolts there, 1, 2, and there's another 2 up top here, which is 3, 4. Underneath you've got this one here that comes off, and it just, the bottom part of the steering wheel column pushes down and it just slides straight off. And again, you've got all these wires under here, which you just take a picture of before you disconnect them if you're unsure, and you'll see it in a minute. Okay. Okay, so we're just at the point, we're just about to unclip all the wires. We've slackened the 4 main bolts on the steering column. We've removed the bottom bolt on the steering rack that connects it to the wheels. So there's one bolt right at the bottom which has been removed, and you've got the main wires come out the actual steering wheel itself, which is your electrical for your indicators and all that. And I will get in a minute and I'll just show you that we're nearly good to go. I say there's no much resembling the inside of the cab now, and where parts are getting plentiful here. So there we have all the wires getting disconnected. I say the main, there is a red one which I think is your airbag. So again, don't try and have any ignition on when you disconnect that, or it could pop and you'll be in for an expensive replacement for an airbag. There we go, that's all the wires off. Let me in here. So all the wires for the steering are off, they all just connect in there. We have got, if we can see the bottom, see it there, it's pretty much everything's disconnected there. There's the rack there, so the bolts off there. We have slackened 1, 2, and the same on the other side. They'll come off and the whole steering rack will slide out. Okay, so I will show you again once the steering rack is out. There you can see there's no steering rack. The steering column is gone, been removed. What you do need to do to get into one of the bolts, I forgot to say, is you've got a bit of the heater duct in here which just clips onto that wee hole there. There's no much held it on, but that comes out, it's dead easy, just clips in either side, and you'll have to do the same on the other side over here. Okay, so there we go, no steering rack, and as you can see down there we have got the steering rack out. Okay, so we're back again. So steering column has been removed. You then come up here, you remove this rim, it just pops in. You pop out the wee side panel here, it just comes out with a screwdriver, just clicks in. Again, dead easy, everything clicks in. And there's the bit for the other side that the mechanic's taking off now. So that just pops out, and you need to take the side plastic strut off because there's a couple of bits you need to get into. Okay, so we've got both sides just about to come off, and you'll see the plastic rim here, the plastic seal for the door, it just peels off. Again, you need to take them off to get in because that bit there is tucked behind the seal. Okay, so that's it. So our next step now is the actual removal of the dashboard, and again it's just going to be a kind of process. You've got a cigarette lighter which when you take it out a wee bit you need your hand in and disconnect the wire, but there is still a lot of screws. You'll know yourself when you try to take it out, if it doesn't budge, you're a couple of screws missing, but again there is quite a few in there. There's one here, so we'll come back on again, and at the sides as well. See up here you've got 1, 2, 3 there, and it'll be the same at the other side, and then it should just be a really quick process. The whole dashboard comes out, you take the whole thing out, and then we'll get to the heater. Okay, so there's the dashboard there. We've undone all the screws. You have got a cigarette thing up here which is a bit of a pain in the backside to get to, but we'll just show you lifting it out now, and once it's down on the ground we'll highlight all the screws that you need to remove. fucking leave get mine. No, we missed a couple of wires. That came out. It's 3 wires that we've just to get for your parting and your lights. You drive that. This wee panel just pops out. We hope. It did. There's the 3 wires. I just need to back there. So there you go, it's just your light panel that's to come off. That's it there the net. And voila! Here comes the dashboard. As you can see, I'll just turn the camera in again. We have got the heater panel that we're going to put back into place, and this is the gubbins of your dashboard, which it needs to be stripped out to get to this heater unit. But again, if we can see down here, there's the steering rack that come off. It just clips back on, and we'll go now and show you the dash. So there's a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 screws that needs to come out to disconnect the dashboard. And I say you've got screws in there, you've got the ones off the side. You've got a couple in here, one in there. Your heater ducting comes inside there, so there's 18 screws in total. So there is. Okay, so that's the whole dashboard removed. So it is. There's all your parts here, and it's always a good idea to keep your tools and all that, so you know what you're needing. What size of socket was that for the steering wheel?
13.
It was a 13mm socket for the steering wheel. The screws are, is that a wee, what do you call them?
It's a T20.
A T20 torque bit for all the screws. So it is, and I say you can pretty much get into everything here. Okay, right, okay. Right, so we're back. So I'll just gear. There's the old heater that we've taken out. Just wasn't working at all. So we ordered the new part, which if you're looking, that's the part there. So what you do is, underneath, I'll just show you, you've got your main cable just unplugs for there, and the whole reason you need to strip out the dashboard is you need to unscrew these. That's the only reason the whole dash needs to come out. If there was a panel up there we could have done it, fair enough, but there isn't. So you take that screw out, a wee tap, and it just comes up, twists. You undo the wee bit there just to move that a wee bit to give you a wee bit of place. It's a wee bit tight getting in, and it just clips out and it clips in. So it does. So that's it there, all ready to go. As I say, we'll just start putting everything back in reverse order, and again we'll just show you again when we're putting everything back in reverse order, but it's fairly straightforward. Okay, cheers. So there you go, next step, we've took the dashboard away, and it just literally does just slide back in place again. Just make sure wires are in place, speedo wire, gear stick wire, radio. Make sure just when you're putting it in that you connect up the cigarette lighter again, and we're just about to start screwing in and putting it back. So again, it's all the screws that are kind of hard to get places. Again, your main ones at the side here, you've got 3 there, 4, 5, you've got various other ones, but again you will see it as we're going along. I say the new heater is fitted and is working. So now we've clicked in our speedo, we'll put the side panels back in, we've popped in the wee side panel here, we're just putting the air ducting back in, it just clicks in either place. So it does, and see the side panels on the far side, so it is, and we've got this other wee bit of ducting, it goes on under here. 2 seconds. So next to go in is the steering wheel. Okay. So as I say, this is how all these bits just click in. They just seem to sit in, and then just a quick tap tap, tap tap, and that's as quick as that will go in. And see, everything seems to be sitting well. And that wee bit just goes right in at the, just it sits underneath the lip there, a wee footery bit, but it goes in another the same. So now's the footery bit, but it's this baby here, the big steering wheel, which we lift round, and I'll set this, and I'll put, sorry, put that up. I may come in, I've got the nuts here. I may go to the far side. And you a bit like. Sorry. No. No. I say it's just these 4 nuts here. That's what holds it on, 4 nuts. Should be about right, I go. you go. This in here. Now we'll just flip the camera again. And this is the wires. Just that one went. And there's a wee single white one that goes into the back of the ignition. Oh, it's that wee one at the bottom, innit? It goes into the back of the ignition.
This one here.
Aye. That's your main airbag one. Again, it just clips out, and if you push it in, it just clicks straight in, and the last wee wire goes into the back of the ignition barrel. And that's where steering all done. Oh no, we've still got the nut you're sitting on your feet. Bit footery. Got it clicked in?
Yep.
You've got the nut on your seat for the floor. So this is the main nut that connects the steering rack to the You want the steering open?
Huh?
You want the steering lock off? And as you can see, it's starting to resemble a dashboard again.
Turn a wee bit.
Right, this. Sure. And I say that's the main bolt connected to the steering again. So we've only got these ones at the bottom going below the steering wheel. We've got our radio panel, the wee storage panel, and the binnacle for the top of the passenger dashboard.